Hey guys, we're Goose and Ellen and we live full-time in our self-converted school bus.
With 2 kiddies. We converted the bus ourselves over the space of about 18 months. Both of us have little to no experience and we were working full-time while we were doing it. So the bus is a 1986 Hino PMC. It was a school bus for a primary school here in South Australia. It's roughly 12 metres long. She has a diesel engine and automatic gearbox. We bought the bus for roughly $4,000 just off a local trading site, and it came just straight as is with all the seats like the last day of school. So first up we have the driver's area here. This is probably the least touched part of the bus. We've basically just left it how it is and added a few things to make it a bit nicer. We really just wanted to leave this as is for now. It's the last priority in the conversion and everything works fine. Just leave it how it is. So just as you come up the stairs here, we have a little area for our shoes and dirty clothes and that. We think it's just best to kick them off closest to the door so you're not dragging everything through the bus. We also have 2 of these coach seats here with built-in seat belts. We need that for compliance, so these bolt straight to where the original seats were and are all good to be certified, carry passengers.
Right, so directly behind the driver's seat we've got our fridge. It's just an apartment size household fridge. We already had it and it was just cheaper than going with the caravan options. Then we have our pantry, which slides all the way out. We decided to go with this design just so that it was easy to access all of our food without having to rummage in the back of cupboards. So this is our kitchen, starting with our gas oven and stovetop. Also got the extractor fan under there. We've got a little bit of bench space and then our massive sink. Up top we've got some storage. Pretty much everything we need to cook is stored up here. Some cutlery drawers, and down below here in these cupboards we store our hot water heater.
So overhead here we have our Dometic Harrier aircon. It's pretty much the biggest aircon you can find for caravans, and it's just mounted in the original hole that we had in the roof for a hatch. This thing here is not quite finished yet. We're still working out the kinks on how to run it straight off solar and batteries. Hopefully this thing will save us in summer once she's all set up. So opposite the kitchen here we have our battery centre and all of our electrical goodies. We have 4 270 amp hour Century batteries. That gives us a total of 1080 amp hours, which is a decent sized battery bank. That means we can barely touch the surface of the batteries, and they should last for years to come. We have a 2000 watt inverter here. That's running all of our 240 volt appliances. We've got our fridge running off that, charging our laptops and all of that type of thing. In the back here, solar controller. That's fed by 4 200 watt panels up on the roof. That's plenty of juice to keep us going all through winter and summer. All working good. One thing when you're building a bus, don't forget to think about where your rubbish will go. We ended up having to put it inside our battery bin, because that's the only place it fits. So moving forward here, we have a couple of cabinets that's basically full of cat food for the cats. We have a little drawer here for electronics, all soft close, nice wee touch. We have our 2 keg stools down here. This is where we sit and eat our dinners and our breakfasts, occasionally play on the laptops and that. So we added another 2 metres of bench space on this side. The house we lived in before we built the bus had no bench space, so we kind of went a bit overboard, but definitely comes in handy.
And here we are in our little lounge room. We've got our couch, which pulls out into a double bed for when we have guests to stay. When researching what kind of couch we wanted, we just saw a couple of videos online, tried to copy, didn't execute as well as we wanted to, but it still works perfectly, so we're not going to worry too much about that. And as you can see in the front, there are still some finishing touches to do. But underneath we keep our camera gear, some more electronics, shoes, and up above we've just got some extra storage. We actually keep our treats in this cupboard because it's closest to the bed. And opposite the couch we have our little record nook with our record player, the records, and we just have a shelf for our laptops, electronics and that kind of thing. We also have a switch here for our downlights and a couple of USB chargers as well. Moving on to our bedroom, we have a really tall bed, which is why we had to put the step here. Underneath the step we just keep some shoes, my yoga mat, the tent, just hide the little bits and pieces away. So we've got the queen size bed, which lifts up to a massive amount of storage. If you come through the hallway, you'll see our little wheel well. It was a little bit tricky trying to come up with an idea to cover that, so that's why we've got our little bridge design. And then coming down here, we have our main clothing storage. 2 massive drawers. A little bit messy, but works perfectly.
So finally in the back here, we have a large bathroom. You might notice that most buses actually have them on either side as you come up the bus. We went for this option to try and keep the whole bus as open as possible. It definitely came with a few challenges putting everything back here, but we think it's paid off and kept the whole bus nice and open. So in the corner here, we have our extremely large shower. We've just got a domestic sized basin and we've lined it with corrugated iron. In the middle here, we have our Nature's Head composting toilet. Basically kitty litter for humans, for those who don't know. Nice and sanitary, we don't have to deal with any sewage or raw goodies. So definitely a favourable option if you're going for a bus, but on the pricey side though. So finally in the corner here, we have our little basin and tap. That's just a little bowl that Ellen and her mum found, and we've put a drain in the bottom of it to make it into a sink. Little medicine cabinet, and we just keep our dirty clothes down the bottom here. And that's about it. That's all we got for you.
We hope you guys enjoyed this little look into our house on wheels.
Hopefully it's given you some ideas for the layouts of your buses, or even just got you thinking about tiny living and going minimal.
If you guys are interested in anything that we talked about today, the products that we've used in our bus, you're more than welcome to go over to our website and look at our shop there.
But until then, we'll catch you guys next time, and thanks for watching.
See ya!
See you!